to the channel. Those of you who are newcomers, go ahead and push that red subscribe button and join the family. Those of you returning, thanks. Welcome back. All right, today I have been eating something called Gnocchi Soup, and it is delicious. Those of you who know, I had a injury, and it's keeping me from doing certain things. Due to the fact that I won't be able to knead and roll out any dough, which the gnocchi would be made out of the potatoes and eggs, and you make a dough with it and roll them out. I'm just going to use all of the ingredients together and make a soup just with the potatoes being cubed up and see how it turns out. So it's my gnocchi without gnocchi soup. But we're going to get right into this and start cutting up all these vegetables and see what it tastes like. All right, here we've got celery, onion, mushrooms, spinach, Parmesan cheese, a can of cream of mushroom soup. We got parsley flakes, garlic powder, potatoes, and we've got a baked chicken that we're going to shred up. And we're just going to get right into this. All right, we've washed our potatoes. We're going to put these in this water and put these on to boil. We're cutting up these mushrooms, and we're done cutting these up. We're going to cut up the spinach. Okay, we've got all the vegetables cut up. There's your spinach, your mushrooms, celery, and onion. We didn't have any carrots, so we're just going to let that go. Okay, now we're going to shred up this chicken here. Okay, we're going to take the skin off this chicken. So just take as much of the skin that you can get off. Take it off. And then you're going to go to start just pulling this meat off. And I'll try to, wait a minute. I just want to try to get this off. And I'm going to get me some assistance to get this chicken shredded up. Okay, we'll be back after I get this shredded up. All right, I've shaved up all the turkey breast. I use the other parts, cut them off, and just drench them in some barbecue sauce and use those for another meal. But the chicken is done. The potatoes are boiling. We're going to take those out, cool them off, peel them, and cube those up, and get ready to start putting this mixture together. Okay, once your knife just goes straight down in those potatoes with ease, you know they're done, and you can go ahead and take them out. Okay, now all the things are cut up. Use your little avocado oil, and you want to get a burn on all of your seasonings and your meat. Of course, we're going to add the meat first. I'm going to add the meat first. And it's already hot. So we're just going to start adding that chicken. Okay. Go ahead and put all that chicken in there. And that's just going to be based on how many people you want to feed with this soup. It's going to determine how much you use. Okay. And while this is in here, and start getting these onions in here too. We can mix those onions around with that chicken. Okay. You want to probably add your mushrooms last because they're going to give some water to the mixture. And in order to be able to put a burn on that chicken, you don't want that water to be in there. I'm going to go ahead and put in some of the parsley. Well, we tried. Go ahead and put in some of that parsley. I say at least a teaspoon of parsley. You know, everything's to flavor, so you know that all depends on you also. Garlic. I kind of put heavy on the garlic, but that's because I really like garlic, okay? So you're going to get that around and start stirring this around to get a burn on it. And you all know what I mean by get a burn on it. You know, that's what brings the flavor out in your meat and in your dishes. When you take that meat to the next level and put a little burn on it, okay? You need some more oil. Don't be afraid to add some more. Remember, avocado oil is a good oil. So you're not going to go wrong if you are heavy-handed with that avocado on your chicken. That's not going to hurt you at all, okay? So don't be afraid to do a little heavy on there, okay? I think we're out of that avocado oil. So what we're going to do is we're going to use some of this chili infused extra virgin olive oil. We're going to add that to it to give it some additional flavor too. And, you know, put a little heat on it. See there? We're being very generous with that. Okay? And you're just going to go ahead and stir that around. Get some outside that bowl. You get it back there. Okay? And just keep stirring this. Now, you know me. I like to put it on that high heat because I want it to burn. But when you've got it on that high heat, you cannot leave the pan. You need to keep stirring it, keep watching it, okay? So if you want to walk away from it, then you better turn your heat down. As long as you're at it, you'll be fine, okay? I'm just going to cook this another 5 or 10 minutes. And then we'll start adding the rest of the stuff. Now at this point, when you start seeing the little brown spots, then you know that chicken is getting a burn on it really well. At this part is when you can start adding in some more things. We're going to throw in a little bit of celery and that spinach and even some mushrooms. And as you're doing it, you're just going to keep throwing in more vegetables as you're stirring it. If you need some more oil, like I said, go on and put you a little bit more in there. Okay. We've gotten all our vegetables in there. So you just want to keep stirring that around. As you can see, my assistant's doing a good job. Yeah, that's smelling wonderful. Yeah. We're going to turn this down a little bit. Put the top on it, and then we'll jack it back up and stir it again. So some of that stuff, this is to soften up the celery, if nothing else, even before we add it to the soup. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and put the top on that and leave that for a few minutes while we go ahead and peel these potatoes to get this together. All right. Okay, we've cubed up the potatoes. Remember, the potatoes weren't all the way done, so it's easier to cube them. You want them to be a little bit not on the not done side, so you can cube them. And then we cubed up a cup of Gouda cheese, a cup to a cup and a half. The potatoes, I did 3, but only used 2. 1 might be enough, but it made a lot of cubes, so you don't want much more than this. Okay, now we've got our pan ready, and we're just going to put 2 cups of water, and we're going to add a full can of this cream of mushroom soup. Remember, we're making it for a large amount of people. Okay, once you get that in there, you just want to start stirring it, and then you can start turning it down at this point too. You can turn it down. You want to start stirring it. Okay, nice and creamy. Stirring that. You turn it down. You're going to add your potatoes. Just start adding in the potatoes. There's no certain way to add things in. Now, depending on how creamy or soupy you want it, you can add another 2 cups of water to this, okay? We're going to get all our potatoes in there. Don't put the cheese in yet. Okay, we're going to add our 2 more cups of water. Now, you can add 2 more cups of water, or you can use 2 cups of chicken broth, 2 cups of vegetable broth. It depends on whatever you like. I do the water because I find that the mushroom soup already has salt in it, a salt content in it, and I do not want it to be salty. So I am mindful of that. So I don't add broth. I just use water with the cream of mushroom soup. Because I do not, like I said, want it to be salty. Okay, at this point, I'm still seeing that there's not enough water to this. So you'll know when it's enough water for you. Everything's to flavor. And like I said, if you're liking yours a little bit creamier or you want for it to serve more people, then you're going to continue to add that water until you see it is the consistency and the amount that you need. Okay, because I use avocado oil, I did not use any butter. But if you do not use avocado oil, I'm going to suggest that you use butter. We're going to start pouring the meat and the consistency that we put a burn on into this. And just go ahead and put all this in there. And we're going to start stirring that around. Oh, that's some yummy goodness right there. Oh, yes, that is beautiful. Now, like I said, if this is not the consistency that you want it, feel free to add water. If you add more than 4 cups of water, you may want to add you a tablespoon of flour because you still want that creaminess to be there. At this point, I'm putting in my Gouda cheese. Just put it on in there. And we're going to keep stirring this. Now, be mindful, you've got cheese in this now, and you do not want it to burn. So as you turn up the heat, you better keep stirring that because it will burn. Guaranteed, it will burn, okay? Are you listening to me? Okay. We're just going to keep that low and slow and let that simmer for a while on very low, okay? Now, you do want to get a taste of this because you want to see what you're working with at this point and see what you need or what you don't need. Okay. Oh, buddy. Oh, that's really good. Okay. I think I'm going to go ahead and put that stick of butter in, or half a stick of butter in at this point. Yeah. Yeah, we're going to need it. Yeah, we're going to go ahead and put that in. You can cube it up so it can spread it around. Melt it. Okay. Just going to put the pieces in there. Yeah. And this is unsalted butter, okay? Okay. I'm going to go ahead and add half a cup of Parmesan cheese. Half a cup to a cup of Parmesan cheese to this at this time. Alrighty. And then I'm going to need just a little bit of black pepper. Yeah, I'm going to add a little bit of black pepper to this, you guys. About half a teaspoon. And then, like I said, continue stirring that around. Okay. Keep that on low until we can melt all the cheese that's in that. I'll put a top on that and come back to that, okay? As long as it's low, you can leave it. But if it's not low, do not leave it because you will burn it up, okay? And I'd hate for you to burn up this delicious soup, okay? I'm going to pop a top on here and let it do its thing. As you can see, we switched it out to a bigger saucepan. And we just put it on low and make sure we melted all of the butter and the cheese is melted. Okay. Once those potatoes get nice and tender, You can even go around and take your spatula and smash some of them up. It'll make your consistency a little bit thicker. Okay? And like I told you, if you're adding more than 4 cups of water, you're going to need to put you at least a tablespoon of flour. Put it in there slowly to get it a little bit back creamier and thicker. And then there's nothing wrong with adding a half a cup of cream or even a half a cup of your favorite cheese, especially if it's going to be a cheese that melts real well. Like brie or something like that, you can add that too. But at this point, we're pretty much done. We want to get a taste of this and see how well we did. Okay? It looks and smells delicious. Okay, let's taste it. Oh, this is delicious. Go ahead and try that out. Your gnocchi soup without the gnocchi, just the potatoes. Thanks so much for watching and have a great night.